Hello everyone, this is my reaction to the new Nintendo Direct, and at the time that you're watching this, hopefully you know exactly what has happened in the Nintendo Direct. And I think what's interesting here is I've just sat down and already they're playing all of these trailers, and of course a lot of them are Mario themed because of course they've been doing a lot of Mario content lately, but it does make me wonder, as many of you who follow the channel will know, I have been of the thought that perhaps they will keep Zelda for a rainy day, but if they're still thinking they can push Mario to this extent, well, possibly it's the case that they want to pivot to something else while also getting proper bang for their buck from the existing Mario lineup. Although it's interesting now to see Nintendo today get a plug as well. It also might make sense, although I haven't actually been watching for much longer than I've been recording, as to see whether or not they put some of the beautiful videos that they've been putting up onto their various YouTube channels. In particular, so I'll mention the comments, the Australian ones are pretty cool. I've used some for background for B-roll. Oh, here we go. The presentation will begin soon. Can't be that long because, as far as I can tell, it is pretty much the time that the presentation will be due to begin. So look, I'll just say, obviously, Nintendo Direct, sometimes people find them disappointing, sometimes people find them amazing. Generally speaking, I think the tendency, because they are so hyped up, is for people to come away feeling good, but just slightly underwhelmed. I think my favourite Direct personally was the February 2019 Direct, because it had Link's Awakening, just amazing, Mario Maker 2, which I've been longing for, and it also had Astral Chain, and I'm sure there are other bits and pieces that were promoted during that, Fire Emblem Three Houses, I think. So I think that is probably, to me, the high watermark, but of course Nintendo hasn't really revealed a lot for quite a while, and so it would make sense for them to be doing quite a bit more now. Having said all that, I have been pretty consistent in saying, oh, here we are, we're starting, pretty consistent in saying that I think ultimately this is just one venue they have with which to promote their wares, and it's not necessarily the only venue. So we're just going to have to see what is coming. They're sticking with this one, which I really like. It's kind of Tetris meets a toy box meets Close to You. I didn't see any direct reference in Close to You, but I feel like they should have done a reference in Close to You because it'd be pretty cool. Okay, here we go. Who's presenting? Mr. Koizumi. Hello, everyone. Great to see you again, Mr. Koizumi. Ah, the original Nintendo Switch. Straight in there. Ah, here we go, a bit of Rhythm Heaven. I wonder, actually, thinking about it, whether they'll segment this just like they used to do. I think they used to do this, it's been so long, but I think they used to do this with the 3DS games and they move on to the Switch 2 games, which does make me wonder if they've got more than just the one game, because as far as I can think, the only title they have yet to show off on Switch that they've announced is Rhythm Heaven. This looks pretty cool. Rhythm Heaven Groove. Or Rhythm Paradise because it's the UK. I keep forgetting that we're different. I've not really played a lot of the Rhythm Heaven games to any great degree, so I might give this one a try. Okay. This reminds me a little bit of, I mean, it's not the same, but there's a level in Earthworm Jim 2 where, and this sounds completely bizarre if you don't know the game, but puppies are thrown out of a window and you have to bounce the puppies on a drum to get them into a bag rather than letting them fall on the ground where they'll go mad and try to kill you. I really like that level. I didn't really like Earthworm Jim 2 all that much, but that level I really enjoyed. Hoop trundling. Okay, this looks pretty cool. Love a new mode. I'm not sure how I feel about this kind of not quite realistic voice. I know it works for Tomodachi. Oh, here we are, Peak Monsters. Love this. Nice. Spending a lot of time on Rhythm Heaven at the front. I'm kind of surprised in a way that this is the game they're putting right in the prime spot. Although I suppose they must have data on how much people actually see of the presentation. So if people are just able to come and join in halfway through, perhaps they're figuring that the viewership will grow as the direct goes on. And I like that the 3DS style games are coming back. Oh, also playable on Nintendo Switch 2. No, Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Pre-orders available now. Good to see it. It's been a long time since we last saw it. It was announced in what? March of 2025, so nearly 15 months. Oh wow, that really is it for Switch. Ah, okay. Interesting. Some headlines. Here we go. The Way of the Sword. I must admit, I'm not going to have much intelligent commentary for most of the third-party stuff, I would have said, although this does look amazing. I mean, to be fair, people have said in the comments, oh, how crazy that I'm not playing third-party games, but to be perfectly honest, I haven't actually bought a single Nintendo game either this year, although I do think I will dive into Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Didn't necessarily expect to. This does look really cool. But then I didn't really get into Monster Hunters either, so I don't know. I just find there is something about the gameplay of the first-party games, and I found this when I had a Sega Saturn as well. I love the first-party Sega games on the Saturn. And it's not that there aren't great third-party games as well, but there is something about something being designed specifically for a system. The graphics on this look amazing. Great to see Capcom really putting the shoulder to the wheel behind the Nintendo, list of games. I've always had a great affinity for Capcom. Obviously Street Fighter, Power Stone. Was Power Stone Capcom? I'd love to see a new Power Stone game. Okay, so I suppose while this is going on, this might be an opportunity just to talk about my personal hopes for the Direct, because I've spoken so much about what I think might happen, but what do I actually want to see? And personally, I am completely, ambivalent about whether it's 3D Mario or Ocarina of Time. I think those are the two likelier options, and I doubt we'll get both, but I do think we'll get one, and I really don't mind, because I think come what may, those kinds of games are coming. But I would love to see what's happening with Metroid. I really hope we'll get something Metroid 6, and I mean, it would be amazing to get something a little bit more niche. I'm a huge fan of the original Wario Land game. That game has such a nostalgic appeal to me. It was let's see, I bought myself a Game Boy, saved up quite a long time actually. I don't know, mid 1990s, can't remember exactly when. The thing came with Tetris and Super Mario Land, and then the first game I bought was Link's Awakening, but the fourth effectively, I suppose, was Wario Land, the original Wario Land, which was also the first Mario game that I consider a air quote proper Mario game that I owned. Super Mario Land was a bit odd. I played a lot of Super Mario World at friends and cousins and such like, but that was the first time I'd really felt like I was settling into a Mario game, which is of course ironic because it wasn't a Mario game, but it is something I really like. And if they do make some kind of, I don't know, remake, new version of that, that would be absolutely incredible. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp kind of deal. But equally, I'd love to see something new while we still have some of the same people at Nintendo. I think there's a real time bomb under some of these properties. I've said this particularly with Torosawa, who is the creator effectively and the lead for Kid Icarus, and whose retirement must be about 2 years off if he retires at 65, which most of them do. Orbitals looks pretty cool. A lot of people I know really, really rated that last Rayman. It looks really cool. I can see the rhythm. That's something, I can't take credit for it because it was a comment, I don't know, months ago, but someone said if they expanded out the Super Mario Brothers rhythm levels from Wonder and made a Rhythm Mario title, that'd be pretty awesome. I doubt they want to do it alongside Rhythm Heaven, but then again, they, oh, here we are. A big walk. Looks pretty cool. I'm sure some people are like, oh, it's that game that is incredibly famous, but I mean, I barely have time to keep up with the Nintendo stuff alongside doing a channel, so the rest of gaming is just something that's kind of outside of my field of vision a lot of the time. And since I'm not particularly planning to get other consoles, since I've got about as much as I can play on the Switch 2, in fact, there's way more. There's loads of games that I'm just never going to get to. It's not a top priority to look at other consoles. If there's anything amazingly great if it comes to Switch, obviously I'll check it out. Witcher, I quite enjoyed Witcher 3, but I could appreciate it's an amazing game. But the grim, dark stuff, I don't mind stuff that's kind of grim and gory in certain contexts, but yeah, it wasn't something I really want to spend a huge amount of immersion time in. For pixel art, that does actually look like a really good steak. One video that I do have in mind is something on how Nintendo could actually do something more in the pixel art space, because I mean they have so much pixel art content that is just truly iconic, and it feels like at the moment it's not something they've really got into. I suppose there was Super Mario Brothers 35. I'm trying to think, is there really any other example? Mario Maker, I guess. Anything that's retro themed, I guess they've dabbled with pixel stuff, but have they ever really done in recent years anything that was dedicated for pixels? I just don't think they have. Oh, here we are, a bit of Pokopia. Again, a lot of people really rate this game. I'm interested, but not intrigued. I'm not saying I'd never get it, but there's other titles I'm more interested in right now. We can get DLC. The underwater DLC. For a product under development, actual gameplay experience may vary. So yeah. Oh, free update. Oh, good for them. Mind you, it's expensive enough to start with, but oh, that's awesome. Seagrass. See, now that I'm looking at it, I am thinking actually that is pretty cool. August 2026. I'm guessing there's going to be a Pokemon Presents alongside that. One, because they very often, there we are, expansion pass, paid DLC. One, because they very often do an August Pokemon presentation. I should have talked about a lot more Pokemon stuff, but I'm always a little bit, not anxious, but cautious, shall we say, about dealing with Pokemon content, because I don't have that much of an instinct that's been honed in the same way I feel like I kind of do with Nintendo, but I don't have that quite in the same way for the Pokemon Company. Oh, bubbly basin, additional new features. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Definitely sweating their existing assets. Dynamic ditto print recipe. This is an interesting structure for a direct, because they haven't done anything that they normally do at the beginning in terms of the big powwow. And that's not to say they can't do stuff in the middle. I think sometimes they need to change up the pacing, because otherwise it does get too predictable. But there we are. I would certainly be interested in potentially checking out Pokopia at some point. Let's take a look at this. Oh, I'm assuming. Oh, yeah. A little bit of Fire Emblem-ish. Oh, look at that. Very nice. It looks even better than before, but maybe I'm just imagining that because it looks like the exact same clip. But it did look really impressive. I love the graphical style of these games, and I like they haven't really changed them too much because it just does work. Goodness me. It really is 3 houses plus 1. Okay. Interesting. Some pretty cool music. This does feel very 3 houses. I had mixed feelings about 3 houses. Yeah, it's the between battles bit that I don't know. Yeah. See, I like the strategy RPG battle parts the most. The kind of more other development stuff doesn't bother me quite as much. Okay, I like that you can travel. That was the other thing. I found the monastery a little bit claustrophobic in 3 Houses. I do like when things are on the move a little bit. I do love the Fire Emblem battle system though, and it just works. They're really well designed battles. I just can't go wrong with a good Fire Emblem game. Again, though, there's a real sense, and I know we're relatively early in the direct, but we're, 15 minutes in. And there's a real sense of them just kind of building up and consolidating what they've said before. I mean, this is a big game for them, don't get me wrong, but, they're making absolutely sure people didn't miss anything. And to be fair, it's been a long time since we've... Oh, here we are. To heave the world. It's been a long time since we had anything from Fire Emblem. I really don't remember the story of 3 Houses at all. It didn't... yeah, I wasn't... That makes sense. This music is really creepy. 17th of September. Very interesting. Okay. So I still think something August. I'm not going to lie. I'm really hoping for Metroid. I don't think it... Oh, special edition. I think that was something I had as a forecast at one point. I did a thing on special editions recommended by someone on Patreon, and that was quite interesting to deep dive, actually. And I did think Fire Emblem was probably the more likely of the coming ones to have something. Ninja Battles. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Fire Emblem. Definitely looking forward to checking out Star Fox. That's absolutely going to happen. I don't frankly don't have that much time before that to check out a different game, but I'm very much tempted by Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, because I think what I like about it is that whereas with Crafted World, I enjoyed it fine, but I just found it in a... Oh, here we are. DK Challenge. What's this? Is this 64 link? Yeah, here we are. The DK Challenge. Oh, wow. Well, this is a good way to... Well, I thought they wouldn't be focused on Bonanza, but... Obviously, this is Bonanza, obviously, but still. Challenge event. Completing them, yeah. Oh, completing things. They're into digital cards at the moment, aren't they? I must admit, this is the kind of thing which holds absolutely no interest for me. I'm not really into collectibles. I'm not generally into these kinds of challengey things, but this, I guess, is their kind of version of achievements. And it's a good way to utilize the games. I do feel like, I mean, I know they've obviously, it would take a lot of time to do it, but I feel like they could have made a modern version of those original Donkey Kong Trilogy games, because the point of those games is they always... Oh, here we are. Oh, they're pushing this again. And good for them, by the way. Oh, here we are. Yeah, you see, they're still in the 40th anniversary. Oh, that is awesome. Look at Pauline. I really haven't gone back to this. I found it fine, but what I do love about Bonanza, and it's the same as I was just saying about Yoshi, is I feel like it really is innovative and memorable. Like, I remember some of the trailer stuff from Yoshi's Yoshi the Mysterious Book, whereas there are things that I don't have any recollection of Crafted World, even though I played it through and enjoyed it fine at the time. Domain expansion. So yeah, and in a way I kind of almost want, even if I don't enjoy the game as much as other titles, I really like to support Nintendo when it's just pushing the envelope out. Because look, some of those things is going to go wrong. Not everything's going to work. But the idea of making... Well, Yoshi the Mysterious Book just seems a little bit weird. And I quite like it when they're trying to be a little bit weird. I think we are definitely in the middle of a period of Nintendo being quite restrained, quite cautious. And I think part of that is just a natural cycle, because, at the end of the day, they had a very long period under Iwata where they had to keep coming out fighting. Because even with the Wii, fell drastically towards the end. So they needed something different with the Wii U, even if the Wii U itself obviously wasn't ultimately successful. The DS, you think, oh, the DS is really successful as well. But if you think about the DS, it was really innovative having the touchscreen in 2004. By 2011, not so much. And so they needed the 3DS to keep ahead of the game. The Switch 2 is really the first console in a very, very long time where they can just iterate in relative safety. And I think that's why they're kind of taking a breather at the moment. Now, it's possible, of course, that this is a reflection of Shuntaro Furukawa as a leader as opposed to Satoru Iwata. And I think that almost certainly is the case to some degree. But I like to think that even just from an intellectual point of view, if not an instinctive one, they understand, or Furukawa particularly understands, that real weird innovation is absolutely at the heart of what they need to do. So part of that is doing weird things with games like Yoshi, but part of that is going to be stuff we probably haven't imagined yet. So yeah, I'm still hoping for something Metroid. It's got to be said, we are a long way in. Well, I don't know, about halfway in, probably less than halfway in. If they're going to have a lot of new games, well, it's relatively low on time. But of course, how long is a trailer? I mean, the maximum kind of length of trailer they give us 3 minutes. They could obviously have an absolutely massive run towards the end. But I do wonder how many people doing these commentaries are getting a little bit worried at this point. Oh, this looks awesome. I do like the look of this. Kisuke. Oh, very nice. Nice art style. Interesting sets of characters. As I say, I really do think Nintendo are going to have a lot of stuff come what may. Whether they reveal it all here, I think they will reveal a lot, but I don't necessarily. Oh, here we are. Oh, interesting. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness me, they've just done a lot. 3 in one go. Okay, did not expect that. Because let's face it, oh, wow. How much time do these games to play? Niche Quick Pops are getting really excited right now. I am a little bit surprised that they didn't decide to do a lot more with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but also Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I should say. Oh, what? Okay, faster travel stuff. Nice. So I really loved the original Xenoblade, although I did find it quite dark. Xenoblade 2, I think I like Rex and his brio and his confidence and his joy a lot more. So I really enjoyed 2. And I was well into 3, but I just ran out of time. I was in a busy period. These games are such a massive commitment to get through. So I must admit, I've not reached a point where I want to dive back in. And I really want to play Star Fox at the end of the month. So do I want to do Nintendo Switch 2 edition Xenoblade 3 physical on the December the 3rd? That's a long way off. Interesting. Yeah, maybe a Christmas game. I don't know. You feature added to each title to check them out. Oh, that's good. I should have thought about them doing more with Xenoblade, but a new story in Xenoblade. Oh, wow, okay. Early moments from the game. Interesting that they're giving us something early, because this has got to be 2027, right? I still don't think we're going to see anything beforehand. This looks very nice. The source of many things. Water, fire, wind looks beautiful. Every force that gives shape to the world was a manifestation of the anima that flows through the land. Lava battle. Warriors known as the Miscellaneous. Looks pretty awesome. The style does look... It looks almost like To me, it reminds me a little bit of Zelda crossed with Fire Emblem more than Monolith Soft. I mean, obviously that's very Monolith, but just the thick outlines around the character designs, some of the shading. I just wonder whether this is the core Monolith group or whether this is the former Zelda team. I don't know. Or maybe they're helping on it. That would make sense, wouldn't it? If there's not... Oh, they're trying to purifying clay and this looks good. What is the battle system going to be like? I must admit, I can never fully get my head around any of the battle systems in any of these games. But if this is more actiony, that'll be pretty interesting. But I like the battle systems, don't get me wrong. And I want it for the people who like those battle systems. But to me, it's like the, fourth or fifth thing that's of appeal to me in Xenoblade, underneath the story and the atmosphere and the world and the exploration and, the graphics and the music and all that sort of stuff. Should we look? Six Suns. Oh, very good. That looks amazing. Vengeance of the Fallen God. Yeah, we've seen some of those. Xenoblade spin-off type game. What are we looking at? Xenoblade Genesis. Okay. I am very intrigued. Yeah, 2027. I don't know. I just wonder. I need to deep dive Monolith Soft because I don't. What kind of story do you think will be told? Next. Oh, a bit of Switch sporting action, maybe. Ah, Sports Resort. Oh, it looks beautiful. Look at that. Interesting. Not just a... Well, I mean, to be fair, I didn't want a Switch 2 edition, really, but... see, I have to say... So I looked at Switch Sports. I was so excited when I played it. It didn't really do it for me. I don't know whether... I remember enjoying the original Switch Sports. But this... Again, it looks amazing. But I think I'm going to be more cautious before actually buying it this time because I don't know. Oh yeah, archers look cool. Also depends on the cost, of course. I mean, the good thing about the original Switch Sports is it wasn't like a full price game, even by the Switch standards. The graphics of these I really like. I know people don't like the replacements for the Mii's. So I kind of understand why, but just the general look of the world, and of course, with Woohoo Island, you want that. But I just feel like it's just going to be an opening animation, and then we're maybe not going to have as much as we could have. Thumb wrestling. I mean, I admire the innovation, but honestly, Nintendo, it's like, I think most people can handle thumb wrestling. Oh no, what's going on? Oh no, is my internet messing up? Okay, I switched over to the American feed, which hopefully won't be really irritating. I don't know what was going on with the UK feed. Switch Sports Resort, October the 22nd. Well, that is pretty much in the vortex of GTA 6. And I said probably if there's one game you're going to put against it, something Switch Sports would make sense. That is, to be fair, I know it's not maybe the most hype game, but that is a big seller. That's a big anchor game. I mean, literally, like, yeah, I feel like there's an element with this where you want to be able to simulate sports that people might not be able to access, and that's something which older people can do and access. But like thumb wrestling, I suppose it does equalize the thing for people who have different strengths, and I guess particularly for disabled people, maybe. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know what the appeal is of it, but good on them for trying, I guess. I love that Koizumi gets stuck in with all this stuff. Keep them pinned. All right, it's looking pretty cool. Right, just checking to see if the thing seems to be recording still. Yeah. I love his little me in the corner. Look at that, Koizumi. I like the people sort of milling around. Yeah, I don't know. I think probably this is going to be a miss from me, but I like to see Sports Resort back. I mean, in a way, what kind of makes me sad is I really, really want another Ring Fit Adventure, but I don't think they'll do 2 fitness themes games back to back. Okay, more headlines. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so we've had, I mean, the Xenoblade stuff is pretty awesome. Xenoblade Genesis. Someone produced a video, maybe it was Nishkrit's Pop, I can't remember, but about how they might move on from the Chronicle subtitle towards something else. This looks pretty cool. And looks incredibly Breath of the Wild coded. I mean, I know like big open ruin worlds are not something Zelda can patent, even so. Okay, this doesn't, to be fair. Yeah, I like the idea of them using different titles. And Xenoblade Genesis is pretty interesting. I would be very interested to see what the gameplay style is. And to be fair, all the Chronicles games have quite different gameplay styles. But I'd love to see Monolith Soft breaking out into something else. And yeah, who is actually going to be developing it? Is it going to be the same people who made Xenoblade Chronicles 3? Because in a way, like, I don't know, it feels like obviously it's a lateral step to go to a spin-off, but maybe it is a new team or a team supported by the Tears of the Kingdom group. It looks a little bit Curry Techno. Oh, here we are. Oh, hello, Kitty. I don't know. I need to deep dive Monolith Soft because I don't have much deep knowledge. And to be honest, the reason I haven't really deep dived Monolith Soft previously is because I want to avoid spoilers for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So maybe I just need to find a massive amount of time to really get into Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which I was really enjoying, but it's a chunky title. Okay. Hello Kitty Partyland. Looks pretty cool. Not ready for me, but here we go. I've got to say, I can't put in my reaction video if I said about this and about the art style. It took me a little bit of time to get used to. I said, it'll take me a little while, but it never takes me very long. I am absolutely in love with the way this looks. Look at that. So awesome. Yeah, very, very hyped indeed. And to be fair, I was a pretty early convert to the Donkey Kong one. Oh, I mean, to be fair, it's all free demo. Like, it literally is on Nintendo Switch Online, but still. Obviously not this version. Yeah, they're obviously trying to push that. One request suggestion on Patreon was something on demos, which I really do want to go into, but finding a research base for what games have had demos and what haven't is tricky. I mean, I've got literally hundreds of suggestions of videos and videos that I've partially worked on. I've got massive, like, hour, 2 hour long scripts which I still have to record and do. I've got a whole stack of videos which haven't released on both Patreon and YouTube. So I've got a lot of content, which is why sometimes, Resonance, interesting. Sometimes people suggest videos and are like, oh, okay, it's taking 18 months. Well, not quite 18 months. Actually, I think I've got one that took 18 months, but still. I prioritize stuff that is kind of timely, that will date. And then beyond that, I've got to say part of it is what is achievable in a limited time. I don't like to get into something quite researchy and then have to break in the middle of it because I lose on my flow. I'm very good in a focused, narrow period of time. I can really dive down and get some really good stuff done and at a reasonable pace. But if I break that pace, it takes me a long time to get back up to speed. And ultimately, I've got to be quite tough about only picking time to work on some of this stuff when I've got dedicated time to focus on it. Piku Niku. Didn't we just get a video that was like this before? I don't know. Ah, shadowy conspiracy. Just what I want, really. A cavalcade of... I don't know why I'm just literally copying what they're saying on here, especially since you probably can't have the audio. Yeah, so we are a long way in, and we've had a major Xenoblade reveal. We've had Switch Sports. I mean, technically speaking, I should have classified whether I count, because I'm just thinking now. I had a forecast about the number of reveals. Do the Nintendo Switch 2 editions count as separate games? I mean, I've always gone with the fact that they do. I have counted them separately, but I know some people don't. I'll check my wording. This looks like something that is there. So obviously they're going to have a big finale. So, oh, what's this? Emblem Switch 2 version. Oh, here we are. Some Dragon Questy thing. Oh, yeah. See, Dragon Quest 11, another game I never finished. Oh, I really wanted something Metroid-y, but I feel like the rhythms of it don't quite make sense. I think there's probably going to be like one decent sized game, maybe a big headline at the end of this, and then we will be moving on to it's got to be either Mario or Zelda. But having said that, we need... So we've got September. We've got a September game. I think there's going to be an August game. I can't say not going to do something for August, but it could be a small digital thing, not necessarily something to get too excited about. They've got a big gap there. I mean, well, 17th of September, and then I think Switch Sports is late October. I think we're definitely going to get an early October game. And to be honest, I think it's got to be Mario. I can't really imagine they're going to go without that, which means if there is something Zelda, it's going to have to be early. I mean, I suppose they could put Zelda in October. I don't know. I just don't know we're going to see it. What's this? Oh, of course it's Elden Ring, I assume. Is it? No, it's what is it? I don't know. I should know this stuff. Duskbloods, isn't it? See, Duskblood's got to have a decent slot. Blood Sovereign, what a name. We are monsters vying for blood. It's not really my thing aesthetically, but it's certainly interesting. And it's an interesting mix of a sort of European locale and the Duskbloods. Oh, no information. Oh, closed network test. Interesting. Summer 2026. No release date. Interesting. But then I don't know. I mean, would they do a closed network test? They went pretty close. Okay. Treasure hunting game. I do love treasure hunting. Ah, here we are. Splatoon Raiders. Yeah, of course we had to see that game. It took me a while to get to the Splatoon first player, because I mainly like Turf War with Splatoon, but I actually loved the single player mode when I got to it. And again, shout out to people in the comments saying, no, you need to get on this, and they were absolutely right. I only finished it like, a few weeks ago, a couple of months maybe. Go on a raid here. So we're spending a lot of time on this. I just think they're going to have to save some stuff. Okay, so this is coming late-ish July. Pretty late in July. I think maybe the last week in July. There is definitely a gap. There is definitely a gap between that and Fire Emblem. So I think there's going to be something else. Whether or not it's shown here, there's going to be something else. Now, there's also got to be something between Fire Emblem and Switch Sports. So I think we're looking at two games, and there is a December release I want to say Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Nintendo Switch 2 edition. I think that was December. I'll have to double check. But if that's in December, with Xenoblade Chronicles X, they tied that to a release. Now, having said that, X I think is probably a smaller. Oh my goodness me. So I'm kind of ignoring this just because I want to play it and I want to be surprised. So I kind of they don't need to sell me on this. I'm getting it. I'm hyped. Oh wow. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'll level up. Sorry, I've got I keep going between watching it and trying to remember. Oh no, I want to be surprised by it. Wow, this just looks awesome. Ah, Splatoon Raiders Direct. Of course there is. Oh, do I want to see it? I don't know. Deep Cuts Misadventures. That's an interesting. Oh, nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's an interesting utilization of Nintendo today. North American League 2026 playoffs. Single player focused Splatoon game. They're really pushing that. Yeah, very much excited for Raiders, but I always was. Ah, new Joy-Con. Not sure. I'd love new different color Joy-Con, but I don't know. I need more headlines. Goodness me. I think we've got to end this run with, oh, Pikmin. It's got to be Pikmin, surely. Oh, no. Oh. I really wanted Pikmin. Oh, Deltarune, of course. Yeah. I loved Undertale, but since Deltarune isn't really finished, I think I looked at it briefly, but I will kind of play it all in one go, I expect, because otherwise I know I'll just forget everything about it in between. Here we are. Deltarune is, what is that? The whole thing? Surely not. Or chapter 5, yeah. It's a free update to Deltarune. That's really cool. Okay. Awaken your power. Okay. The United Kingdom of Laconia. Okay. Yeah, this is I wonder how people are taking this direct so far. Obviously, if you're a Monolith Soft fan, that is gold, and I love the Monolith Soft stuff. I don't think many people are going to find that Switch Sports Resort really moves the dial. I actually really like the Switch Sports games, but as I say, the Wii Sports games. But as I say, Switch Sports, I am very cautious about now. But it'll be a huge popular title. I think what we need to remember though is, and I keep saying it and people don't believe me, but for those people who remember what 2018 was like, it was a very, very barren year for anyone who didn't. You know, if you didn't have games like Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze before, then it was great. But even so, there was just not a lot of. I'm sure this was like leaked about 18 years ago, or not 18 years ago, but a long time ago. Never really got into Minecraft, which is crazy because I know it's iconic. But oh, Shadow Effect, very cool. Yeah. Anyway, this almost feels like it could have been a partner showcase, but I guess if there was a partner showcase, then people would have gone absolutely ballistic. Or equally, they could have dovetailed it with Star Fox and put Star Fox right at the front of the direct a month ago, because I don't see anything here that urgently needed to be kept back at this point. It's an interesting choice. This doesn't feel like a direct that is this doesn't feel like a direct that is
what you might expect after such a long delay. It feels like they're going more for their regular sort of size, which is fine. But after such a long wait, that is a bold choice. Oh, here we are. A bit of fishing. Bears. I feel like the only time they're going to have left is for their October, which means they must have a Mario game this holiday. They cannot not have a Mario game, and that to me feels like something they want to talk about now. Also, I've got to say, they're not going to have at this rate. Well, I think they could have time for a Zelda blowout, but I don't know. I think that needs 10, 15 minutes to really go into. So they could certainly tease something Zelda, but I just don't know. Fitness Boxing 3 Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Like, they've had 3 Fitness Boxings on Nintendo Switch. Why wouldn't they just do Fitness Boxing 4? But there we are. I suppose it's good for the people who've already got it. Everbloom. This looks cool. Oh, that's really sweet. Final Fantasy 14. Nice. Yeah, a lot of the third-party stuff. Oh, a nice Mickey stuff. Haven't played any of the recent Mickey games. Oh, no, it's Kingdom Hearts. Oh, 3. Yeah, but these are going to be streamed. It's cool that they're there, I guess. Okay, yeah, this it looks pretty cool. I must admit, I've not played Kingdom Hearts. Again, it's one of those titles where, any RPG, I do have an element of caution. Yeah, 1.5.2. And also, like, where do you even start? 'Cause there's so many of these games. I don't know. Okay, there's 1 through 3, so I assume that's at the beginning, I guess. I don't know. Okay, pretty cool. Very interesting. Okay, this is obviously structure. The world is incredibly complex, yeah. No manifestation, what we know as night and darkness. Our arrival here brought these concepts with us. This looks Bayonetrish, doesn't it? Physical form after we defined it. Oh, Kingdom Hearts, okay, maybe not. I guess just that kind of classic Japanese monster look. This doesn't really look an obvious mix for a Disney title, but then I guess that's the whole point, isn't it? It's kind of a mashup. Okay, well, they are, I mean, to be fair, because I had that delay, maybe I'm a little bit out of sync, but they're well over 50 minutes, they said. On the other hand, I just can't imagine they're going to get through a tree house with, an hour of thumb wrestling. That thumb wrestling, that is, yeah. I don't know what else to say about that, really. Okay. Oh, I really wanted something Pikmin. Like a little Pikmin, little bit of extra Pikmin. Not expecting it, but bit of Pikmin, bit of Metroid, something a little bit nice just to sort of settle. Our last announcement. Wow. Okay. I think Mario of the two, I still think, unless they do want to go with Ocarina. If they're doing Ocarina though, it's Ocarina. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. This looks cool. I like the tapestry look. Yep. Yeah. Not sure oh, here we are. Is everything going to be like a weaved tapestry? That'd be an interesting look. Oh, no. Yeah, this is... Oh, it's a really beautiful look. This looks like that... Oh, who's that studio that... They did a demo of Majora's Mask. It's very like that. Very beautiful. I said I think this will be tradder than trad, and this is what people want, isn't it? This is a truly cinematic version. I mean, this is very... it really does feel like an American movie trailer. They have really built it for that, which is great. 2026, no date. Okay, that makes sense. Tease it, then do the big blowout with a Zelda Direct. Wow. Okay. Oh, okay. This is a random thing. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I moved over to the American presentation, I guess, because this might be interesting. Devon-san. Okay. Or is this just promoting Treehouse? Is that a different Nintendo jacket than the... I suppose they've got the developer jackets. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's just Treehouse Live. I always thought they could do something that is a little bit closer to a live demo or something. I don't know. It feels like there is greater potential for that. I also find it interesting that they're like promoting her as a leader in the way they didn't. I suppose they showed Doug Bowles at the beginning, but ever since Reggie Fils-Aimé left, the era of big Nintendo, characters, that leaders like that were really front and center, those seem to have dissipated a little bit. But I guess they do need to have spokespeople. I mean, really, most of the people we're seeing at the minute are people who've been around for a very long time, apart from obviously the April 2025 Direct. Okay, so we're going straight into the treehouse. I think I'm going to pause it there because, yeah, I mean, the treehouse is interesting, but they're obviously not going to do a lot more. Oh, Star Fox, that's awesome. Okay. They're not going to do a lot more on this stuff. I don't really want to have Star Fox spoiled for me. Yeah, this was a really interesting presentation. A lot of people, I think, are going to be reacting very negatively to it. There's not enough. And I said right at the beginning, I said that you have to always get that. But I don't know. I just don't think they're in a mode right now where the directs are the be all and end all. In a way, this almost feels like a way of them saying, we want to de-emphasize the directs as a way of delivering surprises. Because if you think about it, the biggest surprises, I suppose Star Fox was a direct of sorts, but not a general direct. But I mean, things like Splatoon Raiders, even things like Close to You, these have been outside directs. Anyway, I'm gonna have to have a think about this, and I'm sure that there will be content at some point. I'm gonna leave this here because I don't want to be spoiled on Star Fox. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time for another Nintendo Forecast.